But if you haven't watched it, I recommend getting on that train. You and Amber can have a good little giggle.
All right.
Do y'all have Christmas stuff planned? Shoot?
Well, my brother's going to be in town from Vietnam. Look how shaggy that is 1 week too long.
I know.
1 week too long, and it's just insane.
Hey, how old are you, Nick?
43?
Still got a good head of hair.
44? I don't know.
Still rocking a good head of hair.
All right.
Ain't nobody got nothing. And you barely even have any gray, man. You gotta go in.
The beard and the sideburns are where the gray is.
I was just telling Derek the other day, he's going on to 47, right? And I was like, he said something about how gray he's getting, and I was like, at least you still have hair.
I don't care if it's
complain,
gray.
Right? Yeah, I mean, like, his is barely even receded. I'm like, your brother at like 30 was bald. Like, take it. No, but Ice was pretty crazy last night. We usually always go the Monday after Thanksgiving because it's dead. Like,
so that would have been yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we always go the Monday after Thanksgiving because, like, the Gaylord clears out from Thanksgiving, and, like, it's dead. Oh my gosh, it was not dead last night. It was freaking crazy. It was nuts.
So you go every year?
We go every year, yeah. The kids love it. Like, they love going to the Gaylord and seeing all the lights. And then we go into downtown Grapevine, which we did that last night too. So, but
they got Christmas music playing on Main Street.
Oh yeah, of course. I love me some.
Grapevine's a good stop.
It's fun, yeah. But you know, we went so late last night.
Just roll down the windows.
Took so long. Everything was closed, but I mean, still there was all the lights going, so it was still fun. But I always witness crazy things, man. So last night we're on Main Street, and like, you know, there's tons of families out, kids walking everywhere, right? Some idiot in like a Honda Civic or something, he peels out, does the smoky tires, and goes for it. And like, all the parents step to the curb and we're all like, what are you doing? You know, and out pops like 5 cops. They're like flashing their lights at him, you know, their flashlights, and they run up to the car. They were pissed. But every parent was ready to like be a cop at that moment because we all stepped to the curb like, what are you doing? You know? So, like, people end up on the news the next day because some idiot peeled out. So, but it was fun. I mean, the Grinch was the Grinch this year, so it was kind of cool. The kids like the Grinch.
Oh, that was the theme of Ice?
I swear, though, this year, you know, it's all about marketing, right? It's the coldest it ever has been.
Like inside there?
Inside. I swear they were just trying to get everybody through it.
Well, it's colder than normal outside right now, too.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But, like, I always wear fingerless gloves so I can use my phone and take pictures of the kids, right? And so I literally got frostbite in my fingers. Like, they were throbbing. Both kids, I mean, we were all, like, pink in the face by the time we got out. Like, cheeks burning. Like, I don't know if it's because it was colder outside. Derek thinks it's because they were, like, pushing everybody through like cattle. They're like, let's make it uncomfortable. That way you'll get out of the way.
They won't stay very long if it's 0 degrees in there.
Like, halfway through, I'm like, okay, we're done, kids. Like, let's get out.
You don't realize, but when you get old, the cold 100% affects you.
Oh my gosh. You're that person who gets up in the morning and it's like, oh, my bones.
I got out of my car just now and was like, oh, okay, that knee's not 100% yet. Let's get that one warmed up a little bit. Yeah.
Where you blowing the air?
Yeah. Well, there's like, I jumped over 2 curbs right there too, and like a little grass median. I was like, okay.
Derek did all of our, you know, every year Derek adds to the Christmas extravaganza at our house. I think he takes pride in it at this point, right? Like, because somebody last year was like, hey, did y'all see that house on Skylake? And it was our house they were talking about. And like, if Derek had hair, he would have like flung his hair back, you know. So he does the house in white, and then he wraps the trees, and he's been going further and further up. Like, he's almost to the point that he wanted to rent a boom truck this year. Like, he was trying to talk me into it. And I was like, I feel like that's a little excessive, right? So, Saturday he spent, God, probably, I don't know, 8-9 hours putting up Christmas lights.
What?
And he comes in and he goes, he's like, what been inside the house? And I was like, what's wrong? He's like, it's my bum knee. And my feet hurt from climbing up and down the ladder.
Ladder foot is real.
Yes. He was like, my feet hurt so bad. I knew it was going to rain, but I didn't know it was going to rain as early as it did. So I go out in the garage, and I'm like pulling Christmas stuff inside, and I hear this noise through the trees, and I'm like, what is that? And I walk out there, and I mean, it was like pouring. Derek saw it. I was like, maybe you should stop. Like, you're probably going to fall. And he's like, I'm in it to win it. I'm going to finish. And so, like, maybe 20 minutes later, he comes inside because that rain was so freaking cold.
I'm doing our Christmas lights this weekend.
Do you get into it like Derek?
No, it's okay. So I'm like, I don't want to get the stuff out of the attic. Like, that's a dreadful task. But like, once we like get the Christmas lights out, I don't know, I get into it a little bit. But realistically, if no one wanted Christmas lights on my house, we would not have Christmas
Derek's
lights.
the same way. The funny part is, though, is that this is Derek's idea to go this far into it, right?
Yeah, no, you're not
really
telling
not
him to.
about Christmas. Like, he could, if I said, hey, we're not going to put anything up, Derek would probably jump for joy. Like, he'd be like, oh, heck yeah, you know. But then he's the one that's like, well, we got to buy another $100 worth of Christmas lights and wrap this other tree. Like, you know, I mean, he's the one who ultimately gets into all that outside.
So this Christmas hoodie that you saw me wearing,
Yes.
you know my secret reason for wearing them is my wife calls me grouchy all the time.
Because you're not about Christmas?
Well, yeah. So I have 3 of those now. Last year had one style and this year had 2 styles and I bought them both. So I have 3 different Christmas hoodies that are super comfortable and I love to wear them. And here's the thing. Whenever I'm wearing them and she calls me grouchy, I can say, I'm literally wearing a Christmas hoodie. You cannot accuse me of being a Grinch. I'm literally wearing a Christmas hoodie. Hey, I got myself that comb.
The flat top comb?
Yes,
Dude,
I did
it's
Hollis's
bomb.
hair Sunday night for the first time.
So much easier, right?
I did the best job I've done in a long time.
Yeah. I had, and you know, it's funny because I don't know if you remember Sarah, who worked at Style America. Remember her?
I remember Sarah.
Yeah, okay. So she's the one who taught me this trick because she started at a men's cut place, like I think it was Pro Cuts or something like that. But you know, in beauty school, they taught you to use
The
all the
one
guards
with the neck
and
massage.
keep going. Yeah, so she like that. Let me get that in. But she's the one who taught me to use the comb, and she's like, it takes out all that time of changing out. I mean, it literally cut 20 minutes off my men's cuts, you know, when she taught me that. So do y'all have Christmas stuff like planned for the kids? Like, do y'all go and do stuff like? What do you guys do?
I mean, I don't even know what that question means.
I mean, do you go like to downtown Grapevine and like do that stuff? Like,
Oh, okay. So we for sure set aside a night to, in pajamas, go get pizza and drive around and look at Christmas lights. Like that's
my
minimal.
thing. Yeah. Get like a
And
little
sometimes
sweet
it happens
treat.
twice.
Yeah. We like our neighborhood. We'll get on the golf cart and do that, you know, and like get blankets and get a sweet treat and drive around. I don't know. I love looking.
It's
Christmas
gonna be
lights.
cold this year.
Let's be real. We talked about the skeleton for Thanksgiving or for Halloween, right? Have you seen that people are dressing it up as Christmas stuff? Okay, so now let's talk about what's bougie in Christmas land, right? Okay. Everybody gets their lights professionally done nowadays. What happened to standing out and doing something different? Because we don't do that, right? The whole tradition. You have to have
professional Christmas lights put up now?
Every house. And then they do nothing else, right?
Right.
So it's almost kind of boring sometimes nowadays to go and look at it with the kids because it's the same. Red or green or red and white, you know, and it's the perfect, you know, and it's like, now listen to me. There's that occasional house who has a random. We have a house in the street, and me and Derek laugh every time we drive by. It is a 9-foot tall horse with a wreath, and that's all they have. And it's like they went somewhere and said that was it.
And they're close the books. We're doing one thing. Is this ridiculous horse?
And it's huge.
And it's,
I literally want to take a picture.
You're like big Christmas
it is
guy.
A gigantic horse with a wreath around its neck, just standing there. And I'm like, what? Like, they went somewhere.
Do they think
and
it's really
bought
classy? Is that what they think?
I don't
They're like,
know.
we are classy Christmas.
I don't know, but me and Derek, every time we drive by it, we die laughing because that's what somebody wanted. Like, that's what they wanted. Either they're really cool and funny, like me and Derek.
Oh, and they think,
or they legitimately thought that was the prettiest thing.
They're probably not cool enough for it to be a bit of a troll. It's probably legit, and they think it's way cool.
So there's that occasional house that still has cool stuff like that like will make you giggle, right? So
well, I always like to go I don't do it anymore because I'm in my 40s. But when I was younger, I loved to put the deer on. There's always a set of deer, and we
still do that. We'll drive around and
Come on, you're in your 40s.
You gotta run amok in your 40s, man, right? So.
Less running.
I know.
just muck.
But we did do. Now we do this still too. Me and my friend that lives in my neighborhood, we'll do pictures in people's front yard, right? And so one of them, I'm laying in the grass with my legs up, and they have like these candy canes, and I'm like, classic picture, right? That's when I called her. That's the picture that comes up on her phone. So is that picture of me, because she thought that was hilarious that I did the classic like yearbook photo.
Yes.
You know, with candy canes behind us.
So I don't. The roof in our house is like, it has the peak like right above the garage, and like I'm not going up there, like that's too high. So I go around the garage door and then I go across the other two fronts of the house, but the peak is not done.
You're like, no, sir.
No, I'm not getting up there. Oh, well, Derek was getting up and down off of my roof a couple summers ago. Whenever he did, oh my gosh. I'm like, all right, what's it look like up there? He's like, you want to come up? I'm like, no.
You know the funny part is Derek's afraid of heights, right? So that,
he tried to tell me that. I don't believe him.
He's been afraid of heights for years. So when he got, when he got that job or whatever, I was very shocked because I mean he's always been afraid of it supposedly. Now he doesn't have to do any of that. They only get on like a single pitch or something now, so, and then they have to hire a third party to get up on the bigger roofs. So,
cats.
I always like watching that hoarder show because it makes me feel a little bit better about my life. Just when I think I'm on the verge of that, I'm like, no, I'm not that bad.
So we were at my aunt and uncle's house for Thanksgiving down in Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
And,
the ones that on the pie place, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And they like live on they don't live in city limits. They live outside of town, right? And for whatever reason, they are the cat capital out there. And she like does
like feral cat?
Yeah, like she does. She rescues them and finds homes for them. Like she's way into it. But like she'll have like 7, 8, 9 cats at a time. But like they don't live in the house and like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So but her house is opposite of hoarder house. Like her house is perfect, and it's not a typical cat house. It is. She keeps it. She keeps it perfect.
Oh, we have a classic cat lady who lives next to us. Like, I don't know if I ever told you this a couple of years ago when we first moved in. We're surrounded by old people. You know, that's kind of our neighborhood. It's old people and they're moving out, and people like us are moving in and fixing up these houses. So our next door neighbors are extremely old. She's on a walker. He's in like his 80s with a heart condition. And I wake up after a freeze and their pipe is spurting into the air, right? So I go over there.
Like
I
sprinklers?
run through the water. No, it's some pipe next to their house. And it's like, I mean, shooting up in the air. It's all frozen. So I had to slide across the ice to the door because they have like a courtyard. Ring the doorbell. They didn't answer, probably because they'd never met me and I look somewhat sketchy. So then
you just slid in.
I slid in. Yeah, I'm in UGG boots, a sweatshirt. Water's raining down on me. Right. I run over to the neighbors. Classic. As soon as you get to the door, you can smell it. Right. And I'm like, oh man, this lady's a cat lady. Like you can smell the smell. She opens up the door after a couple minutes. Cats are running behind her. Meow, meow. She's got on the classic sweatshirt with the fabric paint, and she looks like Mimi off Drew Carey with that makeup and like the teased up hair. And I mean, the smell of cat urine just came pouring out of the house. And I'm asking her, I'm like, I said, do you have the number to the neighbors? You know, blah, blah. She's like, well, do you want to come inside? I'm like, absolutely not. I'll wait right here. It's 20 degrees outside. I'm wet, but I'll wait right here.
So she had a kitten that was found out on the highway right in front of her house. And the cat, like they've got it. It's the only cat that's like living inside right now because it's like tiny. But
like itty bitty?
Yeah. Like it was ounces whenever they got it, and that was like a couple weeks ago. But it's a fun cat. The kids played with it and so much that it would like leave and go take a nap. Like Hollis. Yeah, and then one time I was like, "Where's the cat at?" And they're like, "Oh, it's taking a nap." And Hollis is over in the corner with a cat toy, just like swinging it around. Like I'm like, "Hollis, the cat is in bed. What are you doing?"
Living his best life.
But it like
sometimes the toys are even fun for them, right?
The cat like would climb up your leg, but like it's not declawed, and like I'm always in shorts, and so I have cat scratches on my leg.
You're gonna get cat scratch fever.
Yeah.
My kids want a cat so bad, but Derek's not about the cat life. One, obviously we couldn't have Aiden's best friend over ever. That kid would die. There's no way he'd survive.
There's a cat in the neighborhood. I can't come over. Okay, subject change. Did you see, as a libertarian, and you and I have talked about this, I think you say maybe you're a little bit libertarian. As a libertarian, did you see that Argentina elected a legit libertarian to be their president?
I did see that.
His name is like Mealy or something like that. Have you seen this guy?
No.
He is hilarious. His, like, right before he was elected, there's a video of him where they have all these departments of the government that are, like, on this board. And he's speaking Spanish, and I don't know Spanish. But he's, like, grabbing one and being like, it's like, it sounds like grandma, it sounds like abuela.
Yeah.
And he's saying, abuela, which I guess means, like, out of here or something. I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know. I'm not
Okay,
familiar.
so he's
I
like,
took years of Spanish.
It's like Ministry of Defense, and he's like, abuela. He throws it. It's like Ministry of whatever. He's like, abuela. He goes all the way down the list. Like, he's getting rid of everything. So we'll have to see what a legit libertarian does in a
That's awesome.
corrupt socialist country. Been going on for. It's been corrupt and socialist for a long time. I hope people.
Interesting to see what the shake-up's gonna be.
It was like a 56% majority, like a pretty big win. But like, I just hope that people can stomach libertarianism, because
it's different.
It's different, and I don't know. I guess if you have crap, maybe you can stomach libertarianism
I was
for a
about to
while.
say maybe just a change in pace
like,
will be good.
It's not libertarianism isn't really meant to be the governing system, because it's like the idea of have you seen the adage of where like do you put your shopping cart away when you're done shopping?
100%.
Okay, so if you do, then you could live in a libertarian society.
Yeah.
Whereas where you don't really need like someone telling you that put your cart away. Like if you put it away because you realize it's good for everyone.
Yeah.
Then you would be fine being self-governed, right?
Yeah.
But if you look around, if you've ever been in a Walmart parking lot, you know that not everyone is capable of self-governing.
100%.
So we'll have to see what happens with Argentina.
And see what goes down.
Yeah. This guy's like former professional soccer player. He has like this mop of hair.
See, I don't like that. That's kind of different too.
I mean, he has a mop of hair, and it's his celebration after he was elected. Him by himself in a field, sunset in the background with a chainsaw, and he's dancing around with his chainsaw with the sunset in the background. Like this was his victory speech. It's so funny.
And see, I feel like that's somebody that I would probably hang out with.
I'm like, I guess, I mean, do you ironically elect a president?
But see, again, I have so many questions. Why pick a chainsaw? Like, why not have a lasso? I don't know.
So apparently the chainsaw was a reoccurring thing during his campaign.
Interesting.
He was gonna.
Now I feel like I need to do some research.
You need to do some research on this guy.
I've heard it, but I didn't do research on it. So.
He is hilarious. There's a.
I feel like I go down the rabbit hole with so many other things that I don't have time to research, Nick.
Okay. See you in 4 weeks.
I know. Hold on, wait. I think we don't have you, do we?